I'm gonna sneeze. Terrible start. Hello my beautiful people and welcome back to I Saw It So You Have to See It Now. We're gonna do misogynistic Facebook memes today because it's always a classic. It's just kind of fun. It's just a fun time. Also, the wall behind me looks so blank and sad, but like, it's not. I film so low on mini couch. If your man touches these, you have failed as a wife. That's wild. If your husband is involved in his child's life and actually taking care of the child, he's no longer a man and you're a bad wife. If your man washes a singular plate in his life, you have failed as a wife. It has nothing to do about loving your partner or taking care of each other in hard times or splitting things equally so everybody can live a little happier. No, 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 no. Wife, dishwasher, dishwasher, clean dish, and scrub baby butthole. This reminds me of like the wives who ask their husband to babysit as if like it's babysitting when it's your own child. It's like those trad wife TikToks where they're like, I had to ask him to babysit and I felt so bad. And it's like, babysit your literal kid? You're asking your husband to spend a little bit of time with your child so you can go do a singular activity that you have to get done? Huh? Have you ever thought that maybe you fail as a father and a husband if you don't want to be around your kid at all or help your wife? I filled the hot tub with seawater. Seawater? Yeah, maybe that clam of yours will open up then. Of course this, oh gosh, I was about to say of course this was a Facebook meme, but literally all of these are from Facebook. This is from the Reddit page, terrible Facebook memes. It's just wild to me that somebody would see this template of this man and this girl in a hot tub, and this would be what their brain comes up with. Out of everything they could have said, could have done, could have put into this universe, this was what it was. Also the classic crying emoji up there. This has to be boomer humor. Even the edit's bad. Oh, this one. The whole notion that women's like downstairs is seafood. Well, first of all, sushi's expensive and very popular, so thanks, I guess. You know, as a lesbian, sushi is my favorite food anyways, so if you're gonna make fun of it, at least it adds up. You know what's also funny? The guy in this meme looks like the man that would have written this out. 600 likes, this girl painted shit, but hey, she's hot. We got 15 likes. This girl painted Studio Ghibli and she got 15 likes. And it's because her body is covered. I think like when I see these memes that are shitting on women for being popular when they're hot, it's so funny to me because it's really the men that are making these women popular for being hot. Like, of course, they have a lot of women followers. They have a lot of followers that are supportive. But when we talk about like OF models or Instagram models or just like pretty girls who put on a cute fit and take photos and post them online that get millions of views and likes and stuff like that, it's the men that are making them famous, and then they kind of turn around and they're like, ugh, girls only get famous for being hot. Meanwhile, you have like all these boys having literal OF models as their screensavers on their phone. Like, have you guys seen that hockey video? And I can't remember what her name is, like Beckett Hill or something like that. And they all have her as the screensaver.
Becky Hill, please ruin me.
My pregame meal.
What's your lock screen?
My side chick.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Becky Hill.
Probably Becky Hill too. Obviously Becky Hill, dude.
And Becky Hill.
Gotta say Becky Hill.
I'm gonna go with Becky Hill.
Men will commentate like, women only get popular because they're hot. Yeah. Like, huh? It's your doing. Also, it's just inaccurate. If you go on TikTok and you look at like the art filter, there's just so many beautiful art pieces that have nobody's face in it that get millions and millions of views. So it's also just an inaccurate meme. Also, final thought on this one. They always choose two characters that look like fine. One has her makeup done and is wearing a hot fit. The other one is just wearing like her leggings and t-shirt and her hair's up and she still looks pretty. Like, sure, this one's showing a little more body, but they're both still pretty girls. And the whole thing is like, oh, pretty hot girls get likes, and like they're still both pretty. Women at the gym, stop eyeing me, perv. Also women at the gym. Okay, we'll start with the obvious. This photo is not a gym. I get they're saying that they look like this and they dress like this, but they don't. That's your own sexualized image, but like coming into your head when you see women at the gym. You see a girl in a sports bra and some shorts because that is optimal for her workout. You see her dressed like that, and your brain is now picturing her posing and acting and looking at you like this photo. That is called sexualization. You are now creating a fantasy in your head because you like how she looks. That's not her problem. It's sad because like my girlfriend will literally tell me about this being like, oh yeah, I feel really uncomfortable when I go to the gym and there's a bunch of men. And I'm like, yeah, totally understand why. Because if this is how some of y'all are seeing women at the gym, that's fucking gross. I'm sorry, I have never seen a fishnet top at the gym with booty shorts that are jean booty shorts open. This just, grabbing onto it by another girl, it's just a fantasy, and your little brain is rotted into thinking that this is how all women exist. Fucking sad, dude. I'm not a scientist. Oh, buddy, I can tell. I'm not scientist. But this tree was planted by a woman because it's going the wrong way, because how can a woman do something correct? That's so funny because, oh my gosh, it's going the other way and the other trees are going the other direction. Oh, fucking hell. This one doesn't even make sense. I'm like actually just confused. Because isn't the stereotype that women are supposed to be like gardening and soft, like homegrown, make me dinner from our fresh broccoli plant, but then I can't even. You know what, some of them you just can't even like break down. Back in my day, if you had PTSD, you were a veteran, not a feminist. If you don't know, PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. Traumas can stem from things other than war. Do you think trauma can only exist from when a bomb almost blows you up or something? Because that's just not true. Unfortunately, in this phrasing, I feel like I do have to bring this up because it's talking about not a feminist. A lot of times when feminists talk about PTSD, it has to do with SA or assault in some degree, which is a very traumatic incident. And it's something that a lot of feminists and people in general fight against because it's horrendous and horrible. Also, you don't have to be in the army to face a near-death experience. You don't have to be in the army to face any traumatic experience. Don't worry, there's plenty of traumatic experiences for civilians too. We're all living in this little world and a lot of it is pretty fucked up. I would say by the time somebody's on their deathbed, you probably have a load of your own traumas. Just living in this world, there's so many ways to experience trauma and therefore have PTSD. And to take this very real thing and be like, I only see it valid if you went to war, does literally no good for anyone. You're just making fun of people who are struggling, and that's just not cute. Some of these I can giggle at a little bit because I'm like, oh, they're stupid, but it's not the end of the world. They're like kind of stupid funny. This one has like an actual harmful message. And it creates the idea that like mental health struggles can only exist for people who have been through something like a war, and that puts us back so far, especially because so many people want to be like, what about men's mental health? Why don't we talk about men's mental health? Men's mental health is important, absolutely, but you have to stop putting it behind a wall of masculinity. You have to stop looking at it from, push it down and it only exists if you've been through the hardest of hardships to ever exist in a man's world. No, you gotta start tearing down those walls. Stop it, I'm trying to put a load in the dishwasher. Yeah, me too. It's just kind of gross. Bad meme. I think the dishwasher thing is overused, like get a new joke at this point, truly, please. If you're going to make misogynistic jokes, if you're going to put that energy into the world, do something other than a dishwasher and a sandwich joke. I beg of you, try to at least spark some creativity, just an ounce. Try to make a joke that doesn't include dishwasher, sandwich, women dumb, women can't drive. Because I have a feeling a lot of you would have a lot of trouble coming up with something. You're relying too much on a crutch, and it is the dishwasher joke. Fire in space. That's everything you need to know about the new Star Wars series directed by a woke female director. Have you ever seen Star Wars? Have you ever watched a singular Star Wars movie? Have you not seen the amount of fire and explosion that exists in space in those movies? I'm sorry. This is exactly what I mean by double standard. You have this happening every single movie, multiple times, literally continuously throughout the entire movie, and then you get upset now? Also, maybe I'm just woman and don't understand, but what does fire have to do with her being woke? What is her creating fire in this fictional universe that already resides on being fake to an extensive degree? Like, you have to do mental gymnastics to sit here and believe anything in Star Wars. How is this the woke part? T Swift sings F the Patriarchy. Her manager, male. All of her record label CEOs, male. Songwriter on multiple songs, male. Musical director, male. Fathers who work to buy their 14-year-old daughters tickets to her shows, male. I think it's interesting because one, this is not all completely true. There are a lot of women who have been in her career that have helped her along the way as well. Also, fathers who work to buy their 14-year-old daughter's ticket. A lot of women work too. I don't know if you know this. It's actually very common for a woman and a man to work in a household nowadays. So ridiculous. Also, a lot of grown women go to see Taylor Swift who buy their own fucking tickets too on top of that. So bad take overall with that. It's also a bad take to act as if like all the people who have ever helped her are just men, because that's not true. A lot of women have helped her on her journey as well. And also, you shouldn't like the patriarchy. If you are somebody who genuinely thinks that women should be equal, if you're somebody who genuinely thinks that like men's mental health matters, if you're somebody who genuinely thinks it's ridiculous that men are expected to work and provide and do all of this, and that it's detrimental to men, then you should also say fuck the patriarchy. You should also not like it. I mean, women definitely don't benefit from it at all, but it's not even that great for a lot of men, especially men that are like people of color, especially men that are queer, especially like blue-collared working class men. Like there are a lot of you who are not benefiting to the degree that you wanna be, and so you should also be saying fuck the patriarchy. Not to mention she has songs that talk about like how if she was a man she would get somewhere faster because women are shit on in the industry, and this is a prime example of women being shit on in the industry and credit for their hard work being like taken away. This is like a prime example of that. So you're just enforcing her point. Makeup, the biggest catfish. Yes, makeup changes how you look. I don't know how many times women have to say this for people to get it. Makeup changes how you look. If you don't like how somebody looks without makeup, you're not attracted to them, that's fine. You don't have to date them. You could choose to just be like, oh, I'm not attracted to you like I thought I was, and move on with your life. It is something to help people with confidence. It's something to help people when they go out. It's artistry. It's just a fun, goofy time. If you're looking at a girl with makeup and you're like, wow, I really thought her lips were blood red and her eyes came out to here and that her skin was genuinely that clear, I don't know what to tell you, bud. Get into a situation where she's not wearing makeup and you're like, oh my God, you didn't look exactly like you did with a clearly full face of makeup. It goes back to that idea where a lot of men don't understand that when they say, I like a girl that's natural with no makeup, they're still talking about like natural bare minimum makeup. Like they're still talking about girls wearing like a little bit of lip gloss and a little bit of eyeliner and mascara and maybe some soft blush. Like she's still wearing makeup, homie. But like I said, it's okay if you're not attracted to somebody, that's fine. You don't have to date them, but it also doesn't mean you have to like go online and be like, oh my God, makeup the biggest catfish, they're so fucking ugly without it. Cause is it really catfishing if you can like look at somebody and see they're wearing makeup? I mean, if you want to talk about catfishing, like talk about people who completely edit their entire face for a photo or use somebody else's photo or completely present themselves as somebody different than who they actually are. Like, sure, that can be catfishing if somebody like has a photo of themselves and they've edited it to hell so it doesn't even look like them anymore. That could be considered catfishing. But seeing somebody with a full face of makeup on and being like, you're gonna look exactly like that without it is ridiculous, honestly. You don't have to be attracted to her without makeup. You can move on once you see her and you're like, no, not my type. That's fine, do that. And on that note, I think we're gonna end that here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I will see you next time. Stuff is in the description. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it, and bye.